Welcome in, everybody. Before we get into this early afternoon update, I want to go over a quick synopsis of what's going to transpire. First, we're going to go over the XRP chart as it's sitting, getting closer to the 82-cent level. It's pushing about, it's up 6% on the day. I know right now we're in a tight consolidation right around the 0.816 level. And XLM, I came on about 2 hours ago roughly, talked about the broadening wedge pattern that had formed, and we talked about the imminent breakout that should be about 20%. And right now we've pushed 13% since that update. We're up 19% on the day, but in the last about hour and a half, we pushed up another 13%. We're right around the 158 level. I'll show you on XLM as well as XRP where our anticipated targets are. As we know, XRP already broke out of a bull flag yesterday. We were retesting and hit 77 cents perfectly. And now I'll show you the breakout target today, as it was about a 26% move. XLM was looking at better than a 20% move, and now so far in the day we're up 19%, as to where XRP is only up about 5.6%. But it's a very, very important technical analysis. And remember, you're able to do this when you do this without emotion. You must be able to keep the positivity over negativity, but you also must keep that emotionless mindset. So we knew with XLM, even though we were in a tight consolidation and we had been down over several days, we knew that a broadening wedge pattern had formed, and we knew we were attempting a breakout. And now it was imminent today, which is where we showed the pattern. And now because we were able to diagnose, even in a bearish trend, we know that a broadening wedge, if it goes into it on a bull, let's just say a bull flag setting, you'll always have that initial comeback down before the breakout attempt on a broadening wedge. They are neutral continuation patterns, but they tend to go the way they get into on the entry. So even though it looked bearish, it would look like a bearish trend because it had consolidation to start, but that's a bullish consolidation within a broadening wedge if you're doing it in a positive momentum. And now we'll be able to see exactly what that means for XLM when we take a look at the chart. And also we'll take a look at XRP as it is starting to move now after it confirmed its breakout of the bull flag. We'll also take a look at Bitcoin as it's... Actually, you know what? I'll take a look at Bitcoin on its own. This is an XRP, XLM, and an old-fashioned DGB style update. Good early afternoon, 2:02 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Wednesday, July 19th, 2023. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So, for anybody who watched the last update on XLM when we talked about the imminent breakout of the broadening wedge, we diagnosed the broadening wedge. I showed everybody my logic. We had a hit on, here, let me bring out my arrow. We had a hit on support, resistance, support, resistance, verifying the broadening wedge. We had come up to about right here. We were sitting at about 14.2 when I did the update, and then we had a breakout on the next 2-hour candle, and then we had a consolidation just like we talked about in the update. Talked about to hold at about 14.6, and then the breakout attempt that would bring you up to here, and that would be 17.3. So right now we're only up to 16 cents, and now we're consolidating. This technical breakout target should get you to about 17.3 if you're a fan of XLM. So pay very close attention to that. As now the targeted move, it should hunt the 17.3, but it's ironic that right where we targeted the breakout at is exactly where it pushed up. So now we're going to see if it finishes out this targeted move. You get on top of 17.3 as we talked about in the update as well this morning. You'd be looking at a much greater move here. But you would have to hold 17.3 bullishly. And then your next targeted move, you'd be coming up here to try to target this 19.5 roughly. And that's the pattern double top. But we'll put that up there after. Right now, actually, you know what? Just in case, you can draw this. So just in case it breaks out. So once again, XLM has confirmed its breakout on the broadening wedge. In just the last 2 hours here, we've had better than a 13% push up. We have broken over and held successfully the broadening wedge breakout so far in successful 2-hour candles. So that is very bullish right now. As you can see, we've had a surge of volume here as well. Had about 65,000 in the 2 hour. It doesn't seem like a lot, But in the recent consolidation here, we were only getting about 19, 20. A lot of sell volume when we were getting it. And then in here in the 2 hourly, we got 921,000. So that was a pretty nice candle. And then as you can see, in only, what has it been? 5 minutes into this candle, we've already got 65,000. So 921,000 candle. Now we'll see how it's followed. And then with XRP, we're now at 5.54%, up over 82 cents again. Congratulations to anybody who's paying attention to the technical analysis. And look at XRP, ladies and gentlemen. What did we talk about? The breakout, and it held. The breakout of the bull flag, we talked about even if the initial attempt happened, we'd have to hold 784, but we'd be better off if it held 77 cents, the pattern breakout. It was actually closer to about 766, but around 76 cents is what we were talking about. We measured the targeted move up from here, and now if in fact that is where it's going to go, our targeted move should be up to $1.13, just about a 47% move for XRP. So this is breaking news as XRP is officially broken out of this bull flag. We had a back test, and now it looks like we're going to be off to the races just like XLM. So look for some substantial gains here for XRP if we in fact continue this move. Our first key resistance would come up here at the top at about 9.12%. But the technical target out of a breakout of that bull flag, we still have better than a 36.8% move from where we're at. So pay attention to that, ladies and gentlemen, as this is going to get very, very spicy here shortly. And this is why I've been saying, do not sell your XRP at any cost. That first consolidation, even if we're meant to break down, let this be a lesson for any time in the future, for any commodity, for any crypto, for anything in the stock market you might trade, anything you invest in. After the initial dump, you always have a consolidation to fill the gap. Even if we don't get back to 93 cents, we're starting to make our push back up. So wouldn't it be a better opportunity if you were going to sell at 82 cents better than 69 or 74? But to me, XRP should not be sold in 2023. There's just so much stuff coming out, so many more adoptions. And for retail investors, we're off the hook. Programmatic sales are off the hook. Only institutional investors right now, it can be deemed a security and or investment contract. But the congressman came out yesterday, Congressman Therese, I believe his name was, and he told Gary Gensler, enough already. We need to have a resolution. It's time to move on here. So he basically told him, let's get this done. And now Bitcoin. We talked about the broadening wedge, how Bitcoin was not bearish yesterday. It was actually in a broadening wedge pattern. We've already confirmed the pattern. So we already had, let me get my arrow back out and then I'll release this so you can all see this because it's a very important update. If you want to show appreciation for my work or you just want to know how you can support me, because I don't do any paid advertising, paid promotions, or paid sponsorships of any kind, and we'll get into DGB after as well. You can send a YouTube super chat if you would like, or you can join Tom's Army. That's the only ways to show support, but everything I do is for free. But this is Bitcoin. I figured I'd show the broadening wedge real quick. Support, resistance, support, resistance. So we've already hit it twice on both sides. Now we're in a consolidation. Our first area we have to break and hold is 30,000. Otherwise, we still have a technical move down. The target would be on that bear flag. This should bring you down to about 29,280. And if it does do that, just pay attention to this pattern formation. Because right now it doesn't have to. But let's just say it does just for speculation purposes. Couldn't this be creating an inverted head and shoulders in the making? So if Bitcoin does come down there, it is not bearish. That broadening wedge, much like you just seen with XLM, that's a bullish consolidation. Yes, you initially break up and then break down. But then you break up, break down, because you have the consolidation and it becomes more volatile. Bitcoin is in the same kind of formation XRP was prior to its breakup on July 13th and prior to the XLM breakup. It's a very similar pattern. XLM just did it in a much shorter amount of time, but this is a gigantic pattern building. So whether it gets up here and breaks out or it has to go down and make an inverted head, don't get tricked out of things at 29,280 because this broadening wedge is in fact validated already. So that's just to give you a little bit of a heads up. And then DGB is at 8024. I'm expecting a substantial breakout of DGB if we can continue this momentum. Run a sideways consolidation, yes. And I could draw this pattern out better, which I probably should. But we broke out of that descending pattern, and the technical target out of that breakout was all the way up at 1-2. We're in this consolidation between, it's actually a little bit higher than where I put it. You know what? Let me see how my other chart looks for DGB. Because we still got to come up to the top of here. Yeah, so I'm not going to move anything. I'm just going to show you on DGB because we had this breakout here of a very wide pattern. And right now we need to break 8.7, but our technical target up here is all the way up at 1.2 if it can break out. And it looks like we've already got an inverted head and shoulders pattern formed. And this is why I think DGB is on its way to a massive breakout here. Assuming it doesn't get rejected, but came over here, now it's doing this. I mean, it could technically come down here, but that's a massive inverted head and shoulders. It can move up from where it's at as well. I just feel like this pattern's breaking out, and it's really going to try to retest up at higher levels. It doesn't need to go all the way to 1.2. You could have a level here at 9.3 as well, but we're going to draw a much better pattern here for the next time that I come on here with DGB. But it's already a long update. I just wanted you to be aware that DGB is also getting ready.